Welcome to the Town of Orange, Connecticut Inland Wetlands and Watercourses Commission's meeting. Today is Tuesday, June 26, 2007. We are in the lower level of the meeting room. We'll start the meeting at 7:30 p.m. The first item on the agenda tonight is the consideration of the June 12th, 2007 minutes. If you'll take a moment to review that, please, Commissioners, and let me know if you have any items that need changed or amended. If nobody has any changes, we'll entertain a motion to approve as written.
I make a motion to approve as read.
Thank you, Jim. And I apologize, I didn't introduce everyone. If we can go around the table, I should introduce all the commissioners. I'm Charles Waskowitz. Leslie?
Leslie Giovanelli.
Drew Gunning.
Bill Perfetto. Jim Ewan.
Diana Ross.
And Katie. And tonight we don't seem to have our Wetlands Enforcement Officer, R. Scott Allen. Thank you very much. We have a motion. Would someone like to second it, please?
I'll second it.
Thank you, Drew. Any discussion or changes? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Anybody against? Abstain? One abstain. Thank you very much, everyone. The next item on the agenda tonight is some routine correspondence. It was handed out in your packet. It's a lengthy single-page item, double-sided, you'll notice there, and it doesn't sort of begin anywhere other than you have to start. It shows page 4 and 5, and what it appears to be is a state building code interpretation of I-09-07. And in essence, it has some questions and answers that go on for, like I said, 2 pages. And the first one, just to give you a gist of what it is, it says the following is offered in response to your March 22nd, 2007 request for a formal interpretation of the provisions of Section R401.3 of the 2003 International Resident Code, IRC, Residential Code, IRC, portion of the 2005 State Building Code. What's not clear to me is who asked for that interpretation. I presume it was someone else. I don't remember this body doing it. So, nonetheless, they do answer questions such as what is surface drainage, can the water collected from the roof by a gutter system be discharged onto the property? So this might be useful information for all of us to take a look at. Katie, do we have any other correspondence? Or that was the only item? Okay, excellent. We have 2 new applications for receipt tonight, which will be discussed at our next meeting on July 10th, 2007. The first one is the active adult community known as Sunrise Hill, and the second item called Beach Lawn Terrace, which I'm not familiar with, but we'll get a chance to look at those. For new applications under discussion, there is none. And then finally, item number 4, or I shouldn't say finally, but the next item on the agenda, number 4, old business, 510 Wheelers Farm Road, regarding a swimming pool. Sir, would you like to come up, please? Please state your name and address for the record, and
James Mollison, Senior, 510 Wheelers Farms Road, Orange.
thank you. But go ahead, please. You had some, I presume, new information related to our questions last time.
Yes. On the 12th when I was here, we had spoken about, we were worried about the, I took your advice, and what I did is I moved the pole back 10 feet, so instead of being from the water at 40, we're going to be 50 from the house. Instead of being 20, it's going to be 10. And that really helps out in the grade and the contour of the proposed cut and then the fill.
Are you going to put a retaining wall in now, or how does that play
Okay,
out?
after reviewing it with the contractor, Paradise Poles, we won't know that until we make the cut and the grade. But I plan to put the plastic down with the gravel to hold the bank from any erosion coming from underneath the pool. That's my plan, and if it need be, I will put a retaining wall in. But we won't know that until we excavate.
All right. Any other changes?
Speaking with Vic, he's going to be nowhere near that pond area. He's going to stay in the pool area there, so he'll be about 60 feet from the, and I'm going to put this fence up.
What, I'm sorry, what's going to be 60 feet
He's going to be with the machine.
with the machine?
Yeah, he'll stay closer to the house. He's going to be nowhere near the pond.
The closest he could go is to the silt fence unless he drove over it.
Well, no, he's not going to,
Maybe we shouldn't do that.
no. No.
Commissioners?
The grading on here shows 40 feet, just for clarification, the revised grades to the edge of pond. It's 40 feet. You see the proposed...
Yes, well,
So
correct.
he's going to have to get his vehicle in. He's probably got that silt fence pulled back a little bit so he can get his vehicle around there.
Right. Yep. He's going to basically put the machine right in the pool area, and then it'll work from there.
Commissioners? Other thoughts or questions?
And I also put the deck in. The deck is there. which
Oh,
would
yes,
be-
that's the striped part between the house and the
Correct, it
pool
would be 10 by
itself.
30.
The pool size, what was it, something like 38 by...
18 by 33,
18 by 33.
oval.
Where did the contour lines come from? Did he do these?
No, from the map, from Town Hall.
Okay.
Yes. I worked with this with Scott Allen. Everybody at Town Hall has been great help.
Yeah, great, thank you. Anyone like to make a proposal regarding this? Or have any questions?
There's something shown on here now, and I don't know what it is. It's a dash, 2-dot line.
Oh,
In the
yes.
pond area,
Yeah, just beyond the silt fence, I see it, I didn't notice that.
that was off the map at Town Hall.
What is it supposed to identify?
Grade prior to the pond, I guess, according to your maps at Town Hall.
Okay.
It's just not consistent with the other contour lines for some reason. And in other words, it's some...
Well, it was dug, I guess, when they did that, and then they dug it out whenever in the 60s.
Oh, well, I see,
Yeah.
it could be the old ones.
Correct,
And then
correct.
the new ones closer to the house are the remaining after the
Correct.
change. That could be. That's hard to tell. Entertain a motion, please.
I make a motion that we approve.
Thank you, Jim. Would someone like to second that? And then we'll have to go through the conditions. You want, yeah, Jim should go through some of the, Jim, there's a list of conditions, and what we'll do is go down this list and enumerate them just 1 through maybe 15.
Okay.
Don't worry about what each number stands for. You'll get that in writing from us.
Okay.
But just, if we go, say you have to do number 1, 2, or 3,
Okay.
be patient, we'll tell you what
Not a
that
problem.
means. In fact, I'll lend you my sheet if you'll give it back so you can
Sure.
follow along.
Thank you.
Do you have a sheet also, Katie? I used,
Number 1, number 2,
okay, Katie.
number 3, well, number 3 doesn't apply. Number 4, number 5,
Katie, never mind. Record it properly instead.
number 8, that's it.
So far, we have, according to my records, numbers 1, 2, 4, 5, and 8.
Yes.
Would someone like to second that?
I'll second it.
Second, thank you very much. Any discussion? Diana?
Number 8 has to do with staking the septic system. I don't think that there was a septic system proposed in this, was there? The plan we're seeing here, plot map, that was, I think, the original plot map.
Yeah, the septic system is actually in the front.
Yes.
I guess you would stake it if
Okay,
in
we
case
can
you-
amend that, then take it out.
Just make sure the heavy equipment doesn't drive over it.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
No,
piggyback. I'd also like to ask if you'd accept an additional condition that in the future, if the pool is drained, the water is pumped out and taken off-site. This is going to be salt water, so unlike chlorine, it won't dissipate. If it gets into the pond, it's going to stay there. Would you accept that?
Jim, that
Yes,
would
I
be,
will.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so an additional condition for you to build this is when you do drain the pool, is that you can't let it drain across your lawn and into that pond. It has to be taken off site because we don't want salt water going down into the freshwater pond.
Okay. Not a problem.
Okay. Any other discussion or comments? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any against? Unanimous. Thank you very much for your time
Thank
and
you.
effort. Good luck with the poll. And
Thanks
to
for
you- to your
everybody's
wife's
help.
Your
Thank
health
you.
as well. May I please get that sheet back, though? I need that
Yes.
as a reference. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The next item on, the next item on the agenda is 655 St. John's Drive. Mr. Olson?
Yes, my name is Peter Olson. I'm the builder and owner of Lot 5, St. John's. The address is 655. I'm coming in for wetlands approval. I got the subdivision approval, but now I'm going in for the individual lot. Basically, the septic system is exactly where the proposed septic system was on the subdivision. The house is in the same place than it was on the original subdivision approval. The house is a little bit smaller than the original one. We have the leader drains going out into a row of infiltrators in the back of the house. The footing drains are draining out to daylight in the front of the house into the wetlands. We have a catch basin in the driveway going into some infiltrators. Also, during the original subdivision approval, they wanted me to put one towards Pride Drive which is also in this one. Also, in the original subdivision approval, they wanted me to make sure that the driveway was lower, so that it could sheet drain from Pride Drive into the wetlands and not dam up the water. Basically, it's everything that we talked about during the original subdivision approval.
All right, Peter, just a couple of things. The footing drain to daylight, that towards the wetlands, going out from that corner, yes. Will there be some sort of protection so that there's no
Yeah, they
fauna and
have-
flora going in?
Yep.
Okay. The curbing, or is there curbing on the drive where we wanted it lowered there so it could sheet drain? How's that?
We didn't put a curbing on there so
Yeah.
it can get across.
Yeah, I just didn't want that sort of oversight. Everyone thinks you're going to make it lower there, and all of a sudden curbing goes in for whatever reason.
Yep.
All right. Other thoughts or questions? Peter, you mentioned Pride Drive. Where was that? I lost my orientation. I see where St. John, so Pride is coming there.
Coming right there, and
And
there's,
then what was your comment about the catch basin?
originally, there was just one catch basin,
Right.
and then they wanted me to put one on the other side just in case it ever dammed up.
Oh, so it ended up being on both sides
On
of the
both sides of
driveway.
the
When you
driveway.
said Pride, it was like, that's way over here. I wondered why you said that. Okay.
I guess one of the
Yeah.
neighbors was concerned that if it ever did dam up, even though we anticipated that it wouldn't, they wanted a drain, so we put a drain on both sides of the driveway.
Commissioners, any comments or thoughts about rate or volume of stormwater? Diana?
If this was the same as what was approved, I think we probably
I
considered
think,
that.
yeah, we did. Nothing different? No changes on plantings,
The only
retaining
thing is
walls, or
that
anything like
the-
that?
The house got a little bit smaller.
Right.
And it didn't show a retaining wall here. And we just put a retaining wall in the front of the house so, nothing would run into the wetlands area and we could stay further away from the wetlands.
How close, anticipate this, if you can, Peter, where the 4-foot retaining wall is, will that be lawn going out? I don't recall.
Between the retaining wall and the house?
And then the other side as well, yes?
No, the other side would just be natural.
Natural, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, my understanding is everything on the, within the 40-foot upland review, other than what's shown as disturbance, is going to remain natural.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that's because there was a change with the retaining wall. I just wanted to keep it clear that it should be undisturbed. Good.
The septic system has all been approved. I don't know if, on the comment sheet, if Fred, but everything's all set.
Peter, on the, I'm going to call it the northwest corner of the house, if you follow that out, I'm going to guess here, maybe 40 or 50 feet, there seems to be a riprap coming off of the driveway.
That's the overflow for the infiltrators for the 2 yard drains.
And, okay, so once it comes out of the yard drains there, then it'll flow down to the wetlands?
Yes,
Okay, I didn't remember that
that's the
either.
overflow.
Yeah. Because that's, oh yes, that's at least a foot higher, isn't it, at that point? From where the catch basin is, yeah. Gotcha. All right, thank you. Other thoughts or comments? Diana, Jim, I'm unsure, would anyone like to see this? I see you have one you're sharing. Would anyone like to see mine? No? You're all set? Good. Like to entertain a motion unless there's some more questions or thoughts? Oh, there's something. I'm sorry. Being handed here, this is a comment from Ed Lieberman, I guess? Boy, it looks like the town engineer, Ed Lieberman, signed it on May 16th, 2007, the department head sign-off sheet. And it has a stamp, a rubber stamp in ink, and part of it's blurred out, but it looks like it says, "All underground footing and roof drains beyond the building shall be inspected by the town engineer and/or wetlands enforcement officer prior to backfilling. Cleanouts are required at all directional changes for footing and roof drains." Sorry for the choppy reading of that, but it's not real clear. So in essence, it says again, "All underground footing and roof drains beyond the building shall be inspected by the town engineer and/or wetlands enforcement officer prior to backfilling. Cleanouts are required at all directional changes for the footing and roof drains." There's not that many changes in direction, are there?
There basically isn't any. Once it goes into the infiltrators in the back, it makes a 90-degree turn, so we have a clean out there.
Okay,
And then the footing drains, there is no directional change.
yeah, straight.
Straight.
Good. Yeah. Fine, thank you, Katie. Yeah, Peter, you're more than welcome to see that if you'd like.
Nope.
Would someone like to be bold enough to?
And basically, the
Proposed?
detention pond and everything is already all built. That was built when the road was put in.
Yeah, that's. Somebody? Diana?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Thank you very much.
I'd like to include as conditions of approval the comments from the town engineer.
Okay. Would you want to go down the standard conditions of approval?
Yeah,
Peter, you're
I'll do
familiar with
that.
how we enumerate
Yes.
these?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll do that too. Number 1, 2, do we need 3? This is the change in engineering firm.
If
Anybody
there
have-
is, I always like to have it on there. In
All
case
right.
you do change, I wouldn't suspect at this point Peter would, but you never know.
Okay. So we have 3, 5. With galleries, do we normally put 7 in the event that they are not maintained by the owner? The town has the right to maintain the property and bill the owner? Or is that for stormwater
It's usually for
basins?
detention basins.
detention
yeah. And
basins, okay.
there is one on this lot.
But is that part of this? That's actually part of this?
Yes,
Yes,
it's on
it
that.
is.
Okay, all right, so I think we need
Yeah,
that one.
yeah.
7, 8, 9. Does he usually require 10 as-built?
I believe we're going to get one anyway.
Okay, all right. Okay, I think that's it.
That's it. I think we already have the additional conditions, 11 through 15, when the subdivision was approved, if I'm not mistaken. Would anyone like to second that motion?
I'll second it.
Thank you. We have a motion and second. Any discussion or? Hearing none. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Aye. Any against? Seeing none. Abstain? Unanimous. Thank you very much, Peter. Good luck. Thank you for helping the town.
Thank you very much. Have a good night.
I think there's only a couple of other small items on the agenda. I don't see any new business in front of me, but does anyone else have any? Commissioners? No? Item number 6, the Enforcement Officers Report. Almost everybody in town pays attention to this part. Scott Allen's not here tonight, but he did leave me a piece of correspondence. The first item he wanted to address was 746 North Greenbrier regarding a pool, and a letter dated June 22nd was sent out to the owners of that property regarding an updated status, and I'm told that there was a telephone call back from them indicating that they may come back with an application regarding an in-ground pool because the above-ground pool has actually been removed. So we may hear some news on that soon. Yeah, it's been a long time, unfortunately. Additionally, on the enforcement officer's report, 311 Boston Post Road, detention pond. I didn't recognize it until Katie told me that happens to be Humphreys, and it says the fence has been removed and the detention pond restored. Now we just need Humphreys to clear the pond of unwanted vegetation. If we get that done, we'll be in good shape. There's a few other small items. Pine Tree Drive, I, as in R. Scott Allen, have asked an abutting property owner, again for Pine Tree Drive, about the filling of the town-owned wetland, and he has admitted to putting grass clippings in the area, but has not taken the responsibility for the logs. He was told that the grass clippings are a violation and should cease. He, Scott Allen, when he returns, will continue to monitor that. 575 Lambert Road, just a couple blocks around from here. Some of you may have noticed a driveway being made ready to be paved. By way of reference, the house was a ranch and then became a colonial. It's like magic. At some point, there had been a drain installed in the old driveway. I remember the catch basin on the top of that old driveway. It's about a foot higher than anything around it. You would have to pump up to get in it. The drain has been raised up, so the entire paved area does not get to it and blocked by the type curbing that would have created a trap for the water to enter the drain before it was raised. And that has been removed from the lower end of the driveway so the sheet flow can go back across the lawn area as it had been previously. The intent is to eliminate the direct discharge of velocity and volume to the Indian River. If you're not familiar with that property, it is a straight slope down their driveway right to the river. If you lose your brakes, you're going in the river. You should all have item number 4 that's listed on this officer's report. You should all have a copy of the note to 746 North Greenbrier. Forgive me, I don't recall. Oh, that was regarding the pool. Thank you. I was going to say I don't know what that note is. And then finally, FYI, you all should, he sounds like a southerner. You all should also have a copy of the definition of what surface flow is in the opinion, we read that earlier as correspondence, in the opinion of the National Building Code. The building official is charged by statute to abate drainage nuisance issues. Now that makes sense of why we had it earlier on out of context. And that's Scott Allen's report. The next meeting we have is scheduled for July 10th, 2007. Any other matters in front of us tonight? I don't believe so. Could I get a motion to adjourn? Thank you very much, Jim. Motion to adjourn, I'm sure it would pass unanimously. Thank you. We conclude tonight at 8 p.m.